Hello there and welcome to Pastoral Care Field Education, and we are up to Module 6 this week. Today we look at the topic of conducting weddings, and for all of us who are entering into pastoral ministry, it will be perhaps almost inevitable that along the way we will be called upon to marry people. Now of course before we can actually do that we must be registered as marriage celebrants, and the application for that is usually undertaken through your denomination, and once you have made that application and finally received your marriage celebrant's registration number, that becomes the key then to you being able to conduct weddings that are legally recognised throughout our country. As we start in this particular unit though, we'll spend some time looking at the Bible and marriage, what the Bible has to say about marriage. Of course, the very first marriage in all of human history is recorded for us there in Genesis chapter 2, the marriage in which God himself was the one who presided as he brought together the first man and the first woman and declared that the two would in fact become one flesh. We'll look briefly at the history of marriage as it's referred to in both the Old and the New Testament to get a sense of what God says about marriage and the importance of this covenantal relationship into which people enter. And then we're going to spend some time looking at how we prepare people for marriage. And to facilitate that, I have a raft of resources which are available on the Moodle site there. But I've also included some details concerning a pre-marriage training course which I put together some years ago, and all of that is available to you. You can download it, in fact you can take it and you can readjust it for your own circumstance, and indeed I've found that many churches around our state have picked this up and are using it in one form or another. In each of the sessions that are contained in that pre-marriage counselling booklet called Prepared for Marriage, each session covers off on three important areas. The first area concerns the legal requirements, of which there are a number, and throughout this module we will try to make sure that you are properly aware of all of the legal requirements and the documents that you're required to fill in. Then we look at the actual ceremony itself, how the ceremony is constructed and how it will flow. And then finally we look at the preparation of the individuals who are coming to be married, and there will be some good instruction I hope that you'll find in all of that. Having done that, we'll look particularly then at some of the legal documentation that you need to be aware of, that you need to be able to purchase and to fill in correctly. And at the end of the wedding itself, it becomes your responsibility then to forward those documents, all appropriately signed, onto the Registry of Births, Deaths and Marriages. So we'll look at some of that. We'll look at how to run a wedding rehearsal, and that sometimes can be an exciting and sometimes a bit of a tricky event as well. We'll look at the whole conduct of the wedding, and then at the end of all of that I provided quite a lot of resources that you may wish to draw on in days to come. Amongst other things, you will find that there are sermon outlines for weddings, different approaches that people have taken to the recital of vows for the wedding, and so on. So I hope that the resources that are supplied there will stand you in good stead. I know that very often students, a year or two into their ministry, reflect back to me about their appreciation of all of the resources that have been made available in this module. So please make sure you download all of those resources and make sure that you have them ready to be used when you have the opportunity to start conducting weddings. May God bless you.